So when we order an aircraft, we sign a contract that we will take an aircraft at a certain time, in 5 years from now. And then we as an airline, we pay so-called pre-delivery payments. So certain percentages we have to pay for that aircraft until the day it is completely finished. When it is finished, we have to pay the rest for the purchase price. This we cannot do because we would need much more equity. So airlines in general today are then selling that aircraft. So our aircraft is sold in a tender to a leasing company. So the new owner, and that happens always on the day when we accept the aircraft in the factory. What happens now is the money which we paid before the delivery, we get returned. That is cash coming to us. We get our money back. And the purchase price of that aircraft, what we have sold to the leasing company, is given to Airbus in our case. And now we take the aircraft, and in airBaltic's case, we are paying every month a lease rate for 12 years. Then the aircraft goes back to the leasing company because it's their aircraft, and this is it. And this is sale and lease back. And that is an international standard done all over the world. airBaltic does this. The first 8 aircraft are financed. So with them, after the 12 years, they stay with us. With all other aircraft so far, we have done sale and leaseback, and the last 6 aircraft are not yet done. That tender is still going, and then we have done all 50 aircraft.
This is, you're right in saying that it is common practice in this business. What differs airBaltic here from other airlines is that it is not public information who the aircrafts were sold to, and
it is public.
Okay, so can you maybe say who are the partners?
There's for example international leasing companies. GOAL is a leasing company which is owned by the largest investment fund, KKR. There is a company called ACG in the US, one of the largest leasing companies. So we're basically doing it with major leasing companies all over the world. Most of them have reside in Dublin, Ireland, where leasing companies are. But our leasing companies are all well-respected international leasing companies, and there's a table of these leasing companies publicly available. So this is not a secret at all.
Where is it available, sir?
I don't know, but in our document...
We were looking in public documents, in public reports. Our team could not find this information.
I think we need to do much more of these interviews, because I see that there is a lot of misunderstanding of what we do when I hear the question. The leasing companies which we have, they announce even with press releases that they bought aircraft from us. So if you just Google airBaltic leasing, you should even find them by looking at them. But we in the company, of course, keep a track of all the leasing companies which we have contracts with, because it's pretty significant.
All right. It is maybe something that you can improve, because in airBaltic documents and announcements that doesn't exist. But you say that these are reputable big leasing companies. There is one specific one that I wanted to ask about, because we did look into some of the aircrafts, and we found that one of the planes that was purchased last year, and we can look maybe at this information. Basically, the ownership goes through a string of companies. One of those companies, the last one, is its capital is €1. This is what can be found in public records. It can be also found that the directors of these companies, between them, share hundreds of other companies. So, correct me if I'm wrong, this looks like a system to hide the true beneficiary.
We close a contract with a leasing company after, we normally do 4 aircraft. The leasing companies, once they have the aircraft, it's their asset. They can sell an aircraft to another leasing company, right? Because we are not the owner of an aircraft. When we do the leasing, we do normally 4 aircraft or 6 in an international tender with an international consultant trying to find the best offer. Then we are closing a contract with a leasing company, but that leasing company now owns the aircraft. And for example, if it's a bank, that bank can sell their asset to somebody else. We are still then leasing the aircraft from whoever was doing the contract.
Actually,
with us.
no. In this case, you're leasing it from.
Actually, I have to say that I do not recognize the last names, but I'm very happy to even come back and document it all to you.
Do you know who? Okay, but in any case, at the moment,
I know all
Air Baltic is transferring
money,
payments
yes,
for
to leasing companies.
Yes. Do you know who is the end beneficiary in this chain?
Again, I cannot recognize all these names, but I can definitely I can definitely get you within 1 hour every payment Air Baltic makes to every leasing company on an Excel table. But it's pretty significant,
Great.
correct?
You
can challenge me on this, and I'll be back in 1 hour with a table of all our leased aircraft and all the companies behind it, because I do not recognize these 4 companies and the stream, but I don't say that there's something wrong here, because give me 1 hour and you have that table, because we are definitely on this one as transparent as any other airline.